All right, we are live, and I am going to click share and tag a few folks. I'm Marcus Holmes. I am the love activist, and I hope that you will click share and tag someone to join us tonight as I share this on the Marcus R. Holmes page. We are via Restream on YouTube events, Twitch TV. We are live on Love and Stuff page, the community page, as well as the Marcus R. Holmes page and YouTube events. And I hope that you will click share regardless to which platform you're on. Tag 5 of your closest friends, connections, or followers, 5 of your more popular ones to join us tonight. Thank you for those of you that are joining. I hope that you are, oh, I am already on there. Oh, fantastic. I hope that you will click share and tag someone. Bilal Muhammad is with us, one of our Love and Stuff insiders. And if you want to join the Love and Stuff inside the Love and Stuff group, there's a brand new group for you to join, access only, on your way to the inner circle where there are a ton of value and benefits, and we hope that you will join. Bilal Muhammad says, I don't know about this topic, bro. We're just going to share and see. So click share and tag someone to join us. We are live, and I'm excited to have you here with me on Love and Stuff. It is a wonderful community filled with great people like Bilal and others who are increasing the amount of love in the world. And so if you could have more love in your life, this is the community for you. Many of our Tuesday night 8:30 shows deal with topics that come from inbox discussions or inbox conversations where people share their hearts with us. And so I hope that you will consider dropping a topic in the inbox at the Love and Stuff page or at Marcus R. Holmes. We maintain your anonymity if you'd like to, or if you'd like to come on the show. And we broach your topic right here live on the show. Again, we provide enough anonymity so that people won't know. And sometimes people say, oh, well, we would love to find out. But sometimes people want to have a view from the wall, if you will, about their topics so that they can get some input on their decisions, all in the hopes that people can up their love game. That's our goal. If someone is contemplating divorce, or if someone is contemplating put their teenage child out, if someone's contemplating getting married, if someone's contemplating cheating, no judgment zone. We want to give people different perspectives so that they themselves can flesh their perspective against that perspective or perspectives to make the best decision on how to up their love game. Why don't you drop in the comments right now, hashtag up your love game. That's our mantra here in the Love and Stuff community, because we believe that everybody has a responsibility to up their love game. Our senior associate producer has joined us, and I am sure he's going to pin the topic very shortly. And while he's doing that, I hope you will click share and tag some folks to join us in this conversation from the inbox, which I believe is quite a conversation to be had. Those of you that have been married or are married, drop in the comments, yes, I have been. Yes, I have been. Yes, I am. And can you imagine yourself being in a situation where there has been infidelity? Somebody may have already been in this situation or circumstance, and you don't have to say yes or no, but we want you to click share so that you can tag some other people to join us in this discussion. And I'm going to keep asking you to have folks join us. While I'm doing that, feel free to stop by the Shopify store tonight before you close out your night and purchase some Love and Stuff gear. Here's our flagship t-shirt, Love and Stuff, and you can get that just about on anything, mugs, t-shirts, all of that. And hopefully soon we will have the t-shirt party dress, ladies, that you can wear with your beautiful heels, and you'll be able to model that for us, and we'd love to have you do that. So there's a ton of Love and Stuff gear, and you can go to the page and shop there. It'll take you to our Shopify store where you can purchase gear. 35% of our net proceeds go toward relief victims, to scholarship and other efforts so that we can increase the amount of love in the world. If you haven't, you should check out our newest show, Sports Talk with Kamau and Felix. One of our associate producers is stretching out, and we are excited for what's happening on that Kamau and Felix Sports Talk. So click share and tag someone to join us. I see that Taft Cleveland has joined us, Autumn Nicole, my sweetest, sweetie girl in the whole wide world. I hope both of you will click share and tag someone to join us in this discussion. Don't forget, go to our group on the Love and Stuff page. We have Inside Love and Stuff group that you want to join us. Join us in the Inside group, and there will be an opportunity to join us in the Inner Circle, and you will get special benefits, special content that's designed just for you. So we're always going to have our Love and Stuff community and page, but some of you want to connect more with the love activists, that's me, and connect more with people that are in that inner group. We'll come to that Love and Stuff Inside Love and Stuff group where we will be having just a touch base there, and so you get to talk to us face to face in messenger room action. And then there will be an Inner Circle group. You want to get ready to join that group, because if you're serious about upping your love game, only those that are serious about upping their love game are going to be in that Inner Circle group. And most people think of love as just my boo, my babe, my husband, my girlfriend, my boyfriend, my significant other, my life partner. But there are many areas in which we need to up our love game. And if you're serious about any of those, and children and siblings and co-workers and kindred and acquaintances, you should get involved in the Inner Circle. But you got to join the Inside Love and Stuff group first. And so we have you do that. Okay, we're going to go into the topic, which comes from inbox discussions. Sometimes our discussions have a little bit of back and forth. And so in the interest of trying to provide some anonymity, some of the details are, of course, situated such that we would not reveal anyone's identity unless that person wants to. And I'm thankful for you for entrusting Love and Stuff to hold your confidences as a human resources professional, a certified professional by the world's top two human resources organizations. I understand confidentiality and I respect it. Ethics and integrity are very important to me. And so I appreciate that you trust me with your topics. As someone was just sharing the other week, thanking for the platform. This platform is for you. You make this platform what it is by allowing us to have your topics and trusting us to maintain anonymity. So we don't share names, even in the Inner Circle, with people of your situation, because you want anonymous advice. We will provide that. And if you decide that you want to come live with us on your subject, that's up to you. And I, as the love activist facilitator, will ensure that it is a place not of judgment, so that you will feel comfortable and have psychological and emotional safety while we're discussing your topic. All right, had to put that out there and wanted to make sure that you were aware of that. And you can drop your topics in the Marcus Our Homes inbox or in the Love and Stuff inbox. All right. Here's tonight's topic. I've been married for over 17 years, as you may have already read it. It's been good until 4 months ago when I cheated on my wife. So this is a husband writing, cheated on his wife. I had never cheated before. I thought about doing it, but I never did, he says. We have our shares of ups and downs, our share of ups and downs, but in the last 2 years, it kind of went down as far as sex. She never wanted to have sex, and I became less attracted to her. She kind of let herself go. Okay. We met through her brother, and she has remained very close to him. So I believe that he knows about the affair, which has ended. So the affair has ended. Okay. She is planning a family meeting to tell everybody, even though we are going to counseling to try to make it work. I'm against telling the family, especially her dad, because I know he's either going to nut up or discourage her from staying with me. I will fight for our marriage, but I don't want to fight old dude, meaning her dad, or her brothers. She's angry, and I think telling her family is her way of punishing me by embarrassing me. It's our problem, our business, right? So I want to broach this topic with you. Here is a man who has been married for 17 years, who met his wife from a member of her family, and who has recently been found in adultery. He was caught in adultery. That's the most of that detail I'll give. And he admitted to the adultery once caught, right? And so he and his wife have committed to going to counseling to determine if it's worth working out. So they haven't come to a final, yes, we're staying together, or we're getting apart, but they realized they needed some counseling assistance. and she wants to call a meeting of the family to tell the family. And he doesn't, because he doesn't believe it's the family's business if they're going to work it out or trying to work it out, that it should be between him and her. Besides that fact, he thinks her father is going to try to beat him up or hurt him, and maybe the brothers will too. What do you think? Is it a family affair when there's cheating, or should it be kept between the two individuals? Christina Smith has joined us. I hope that all of you that are joining will click share and join us in the conversation. What do you think? In this topic, do you think that the family should be notified about something that's happened between the husband and the wife? What do you think? I want to hear from you. You can drop right in the comments what you're thinking. And we are live via Restream, and all of your comments will populate here. So whether you are on YouTube events, Twitch TV, Facebook on the Marcus R. Homes page, or from where we are emanating on the Love and Stuff page in our community, we will see your comments. I just need you to drop them in the comments so that we can see them and be able to have some discussion. What do you think? What do you think about the 17 years? 17 years is a long time for a marriage. It's a long time, though we know that there are people who've been married 70 years, 60 years, 50 years. All right, I see Michael Kempis joined us. Thank you so much for joining Love and Stuff. I hope you will click share and tag someone. One of our Love and Stuff community members we love, the Kemps, we love them. And we're going to be trying to get them in the inner circle, because in the inner circle, you get an opportunity to talk up front, close and personal with couples who have been at varied places in their journey. So those of you who want to have love conversations, I want you to talk to couples, because that's what I've done. People are asking me all the time, now, how are you the love activist and you're not, first of all, I'm in love with me, but you're not married, you're not. Great question. I have, over these 35 years, met amazing couples who have survived infidelity, and some of them, unfortunately, who did not. Couples who have survived all kind of abuse from childhood and forward, couples who's been married 60 years, 50 years, 40, 30s, and I synthesize their information. And when I am talking to singles and when I'm talking to women especially, I'm sharing some of the information that I've synthesized over these years. So I'm not a licensed psychologist, I'm a loveologist, and I just share the information. I want you in the inner circle to be able to have that same opportunity. And we have couples within and outside of Love and Stuff on the periphery who we're bringing to the inner circle to have conversations with you, so you can ask those questions that you'd be afraid to ask somewhere else. You'll be able to ask in an intimate setting with them online and be able to get some answers if you're interested in that. Now, listen, it's not just for the singles who want to be married. It's not just for the married couples whose marriages are on the rocks. We're going to bring fathers and sons, mothers and daughters, brothers and sisters, whatever relationship that you want, but you got to join the inner circle, and you have to stay tuned to be able to do that. Has the family always been involved in the relationship? If so, this is normal activity for them. Family has not always been involved. Great question. Problem, who is the union between? When you start bringing other folks in, it is not good. It's not a family affair unless everything that they do, the family is made aware of. Great points. Kenneth Williams says she's trying to get back up so she can leave him. Trying to get back. Okay. In my case, I confide in a close family member, not the entire family. If they work it out, the family may be biased and not accept her husband. I'm thinking that too, Christina. It's not for the family. The covenant is between husband and wife. Come on, husband and wife. That's Tammy Williams and Kenny Williams, who are in Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina, the proprietors of the RCV Cakes phenomenon. If you don't know about the phenomenon, you got to go to rcvcakes.com. Not right now. Don't leave right now. But you got to go there, and we will try to get them in the inner circle with the Clevelands and other couples who you got to come to the inner circle, though. I'm going to keep talking about it because I want those that are seeking these love relationships to just bounce off some of those thoughts and prep yourself before you go on these dating excursions. And we're going to take a journey through the 36 questions that lead to love to help you do it. You don't want to miss the inner circle. I don't think inviting the family into this conversation is appropriate, Taff Cleveland says. The result is going to do more harm than good. All right. I love that. Thank you for that. If she's bringing the family in, she has made up her mind to leave already. Okay. Carmen, I want to just push back on that and ask, would you bring the family in to punish him? Because this could be a way to punish him, to embarrass him. it, to make sure that he is showing contrite, that he is, showing penitence, that he's repenting, right? Hell hath no fury, they say, like a woman scorned. So some women be like, Daddy, guess what he did, right? Could be, right? Tammy, drop the link to your RCV cakes just so they'll have it and they can shop after the show. All right. So I want to ask this question. And this is one of the questions that I ask in the inbox. Sometimes when I'm gaining additional information, I ask additional questions. And one of the questions I asked, 17 years, I couched it like this. To me, 17 years is a long time. And he said that 4 years, in the past 2 years, has been going downhill. And he, in 4 months, the last 4 months, decided to act on and enter into an extramarital relations, but that he had thought about it before. And so I asked him to hearken back to the first time he thought about actually stepping out. And it was a similar circumstance where she had kind of started declining the sex, and he started looking at her differently because of differences. I'm just going to say that to keep an anonymity. So my question is this: do you have a plan? Should you have a plan in your relationship for the ebbs and flows of relationship? So 17 years is a long time, and it's not going to always be hot and heavy, though I know one couple says it's been hot and heavy all the time. Good for them, right? But there might be a time, give me some likes or loves, where you might not be as attracted as you were on the night of the honeymoon. Or you may not be physically attracted or aroused in the same way that you were the night of the honeymoon, right? Because you evolve as individuals, right? Do you plan for that in your relationships? I just want to hear from you. Is that important to plan for in a relationship, do you think? Because that was one of the questions that I asked. How do you handle ebbs and flows? How have you handled these ebbs and flows before? And he kind of said, here's the pattern. Now that I think of it, whenever she is denying me sex, I become less attracted. I said, and where is that communication? Where is the communication when your expectations are not met like they were in the past? Because you can expect in any relationship ebb and flow. Use code Love and Stuff to receive 10% off, minimum order $20. We do ship. Come on, discounts. We love discounts here. We love it. We love it. We love it. We love discounts here. I wouldn't, because if I'm really trying to work it out, it will cause confusion if I stay. Okay, thank you for that, Carmen. When the decline started happening, what did he do? A man makes up his mind to invest or not to invest. The denial is part of the problem. Well, I think we employ different strategies, don't we? So maybe 10 years ago, and this is not what he said, but maybe 10 years ago when he thought about it, he was at a different place in his life, his career, his spiritual walk, if there is. I'm just intimating. And so all of those factors make for the perfect storm for that to happen, right? If you're unhappy at work and you have no outlet at home, right? If you have single friends who encourage you, or maybe married ones, because I won't blame this on single folks, because some married folks act single. Different environmental factors change how you perform in a relationship. So that's why I asked, is there a plan? Because at the wrong moment, at the wrong time, you can be caught off guard if you don't have a plan, an exit plan. And that's why I asked that. Yes. It sounds like he started to resent her and the communication was not the best. In that case, he could have invited marriage counseling at that time instead of stepping out. It happened to me. Thank you, Christina, for sharing that. Couples should never say no to sex. It's your job to please your mate. I love that point, and I want to raise that some more, Michael Kemp. And if you and Coco are together, I bring y'all on because I want to hear both sides. The denial is the part of the problem that he is denied. I'm sure it's part of the problem, but in the past, he made a different choice. And so I asked him that question, Bilal. He made a different choice some time ago when he thought about it, not to step out. And I said, was that opportunity there? He says, yeah. I made those words up. But in essence, he said, available is always available. Okay. So ladies, I want you to remember that you have power to be unavailable to a man who is in covenant with somebody else. Now that sounds like I know that, but I don't know if we're making the powerful choice that this man made some time ago not to engage, even though he did make that choice this time. It's a powerful choice that two people can make, even if one says, I'm available, and say, no, you're not, you're in covenant. So then that makes me unavailable. That's a choice. And of course, you could choose to be in adultery. That's a choice too. God will still love you, but there are some consequences and ramifications to your love quotient when you do that, right? Okay. So, Carmen, he's denied sex not every time, but he's denied sex most of the time. I will share this that wasn't in the topic that I learned in the inbox. He has always been more sexual than she has been, though they have had what he considered regular sex a couple times a week. There came a time when she said, oh no, I'm tired. Oh no, the kids. Oh no, I can't. And he said, now, you're not going to keep being saying, oh no to me. That ain't going to work. And that was a good statement to say, but I think there has to be some communication a little bit more than, well, you can't keep saying that to me. I think you have to have some discussion about why we're not having sex and what we can do to pleasure each other, and what our rules of engagement are around, not now, honey, not tonight, honey, if that's what you two come to an agreement on. Michael Kemp, according to him, I did not hear from her, right? But this isn't uncommon from my meager research, that sometimes there are women who enjoy sex but don't enjoy it as often as the man. Sometimes that's because the man has not learned how to pleasure her in a way that brings her to a place. But there are some women, maybe a minority of women, and if any of them are here, who say, if we both are working to build our home in life, and I am also raising kids, taking them to practice, taking them to this, doing this, cooking, cleaning, there are times when I'm exhausted and sex is not on my mind. The sex for me would be you taking out the trash, you picking up the kids, you volunteering to do some of those things that lightens the load of my day. So that's what I've heard from a lot of women that I've talked to. I haven't talked to all of the women in the world yet, but a lot of women say, I am attracted to my husband. I want to have sex with him, but not after I've worked 10 hours and picked up the kids, which is still work for them, taking them to all of their things, help them with homework, took a shower, I'm ready to go to sleep, and I feel something priming and pumping, and I'm saying, are you kidding me? So in that regard, I think, again, a husband might have to find a place in the middle with the wife, that we're both breadwinners in this world of breadwinning two couples, and we both have to share in the responsibility. So I think some of that comes in. For a married man, the opportunity is always there. But again, like you said, there is a covenant. That's right. And it's a choice. It's a choice for the married man and the woman. I tell women all the time. Some women tell me the best sex is the married man. And I've asked some women, I haven't talked to all women, so this is, I don't want to make a generalization. Some women tell me the best sex is the married man because he is anxious to be pleased in a way that he would not ask his wife to please him. So it's more, I wanted to say uninhibited is what I've heard from the women who specialize in married man. Judge ye not. I think it's unrealistic to think you will never be denied sex in marriage. Maturity says I may not get it all the time and it's okay, and I have control enough of my body to not seek outside of my marriage. That's good for you, Cameron. Some men like constant sexual gratification from their women and or wives. And when the woman pulls back, it for him is a lack of validation to his manhood. For some men, they have a higher sexual libido. Now, I'll just attest to the brothers that I've polled. You go into your 30s and you get to 35 and it's kind of different, but you get to 40 and there is a sexual revolution. And so a man that's at 40 might be at a different place than a woman that's at 40 who says, I can take it and leave it. He's like, are you kidding me? I'll be 60 tomorrow. I'm going to take all of it that I can get. Of course, I'm different. I'm Abraham. I got a ram till 90, but we'll have that discussion in the inner circle. Did he do dishes, wash clothes, take the kids, and give her a break? Yes and no. There are times where he was less engaged in the child rearing and still in school. And there were times where she was back in school and less engaged in the child rearing. Now he's doing less than he was doing during either of those times. And he recognizes that could have contributed to this lack of desire for sex. I asked him, when you were doing all those things, were you tired? He said, well, heck yeah, I was, but I still could get it up. Well, women might respond slightly differently. Okay. Are you kidding me? I don't know, Pam, which part are we talking about? And welcome. Thanks for coming tonight. Click, share, and tag some folks to join us, all of you that are here. What happens if a man denies his wife sex? He would automatically be accused of cheating. No. Some women would accuse him of cheating. But a man that denies his wife sex might not, for whatever reasons, be interested in her sexually. He could have some personal, physiological, or psycho. He might have some challenges himself, right? Or over time, his sexual libido could dip for various reasons. Health, all of these things could play a factor. But you're right, some wife might say, you don't want none of this with you out getting it somewhere else. But some women would say, what's wrong? And maybe a man might not want to say to his wife, I can't get it up. I can't perform. I don't have that desire, because it's a tough conversation. But that's why psychological and emotional safety in a relationship is paramount. I was repeating when you said you are out kidding me. Are you out kidding me? Oh, I don't know. I'm going to catch up, Pam. I'm sorry. I'm slow reading. I'm going to catch up. I promise. Or maybe looking to leave. I think this is just data and a small data that we might not use as a generalization on the population. I am Abraham. I do have a ram. But there are men that have trouble performing and do not want to have that conversation with their wife. It's a whole nother show. But not every man who is saying to his wife, not tonight, really is because he's getting it. He got it earlier today. Now, it could be that he got it earlier today and he wants to save one more for later on when he's sneak out the bed. Could be. But let's give grace to these men and say that there are some men who, for other reasons, don't want to have sex. But all of that requires a conversation, right? An emotionally and psychologically safe place means, well, you don't want to have sex, or do you want to have sex with somebody else? What's turning you on these days? You used to hit me on my butt. You used to, I was going to say something else. You used to do other things. You haven't done those things. What's changing? What's different? Is my upkeep different? And then check yourself. Ask yourself, is my upkeep different? Am I doing something different that might be a turnoff? Let me rehearse and revisit the conversations we've had about hygiene and whatever things we've had about turnoffs, turn-ons. Am I doing my part in that? Okay. Sex between a man and a woman when tired, I think you're saying, is so different. A woman feels like she has to be a superstar while he lays there wanting all the pleasure but no work as in the household. Now, I don't know, Carmen, if you're testifying. I don't know if that's what your testimony is. Because there are some men who feel like they have to be a porn star, right? They got to have a certain size. They got to have some motion, certain stamina to make her call him daddy, right? There are times I haven't been in the mood, I think you're saying, and he knew how to get me in the mood. Come on, mood getter. Sometimes men may want to understand that foreplay is needed, not just inside the bedroom, but out. Okay, yeah. Pam, I think that's spot on. I think you're spot on with that. And like I was sharing earlier, some of the women were saying sexy, and you've probably seen this, people make commercials and stuff about it. Sexy is you washing the dishes, or you help me wash the dish. You come behind me, you wash and I dry. You wash, I dry, I get wet. I think that's kind of R, rated R. That felt rated R coming out. It felt like a conversation for the inner circle. But you may have to do those things, and then after you've cleaned up and said, baby, it's clean, but let's get dirty. Now that might be corny to you, but I think I might have just got a date, right? Everything is clean, baby, so let's get dirty. And that might get her wheels to turning, right? Or you might say, baby, let's change things, let's change positions, let's, whatever it is to get, as Pam said, in the mood. I think all of that is good stuff. So coming back around central to the topic, which all of this I think is great stuff in the topic. Sex starts before the bedroom. I agree with you, Bilal. And so we got a gentleman here who, which I applaud this gentleman, he wants to save his marriage. He's going to counseling. Okay. I shared this with another brother in the inbox who shared his fidelity status, I'll call it. And he said, I would never go to counseling. I would say, can we get past this or not? Do you trust me and forgive me to not do this again? But I wouldn't go to counseling. That was that one brother's position. And so I applaud this brother that he said, you know what? Let's get some help. Let's go to counseling. And I applaud the fact that he wants to keep this inside of his marriage. I'm wondering, though, how many of the women, and a number of the women have commented, if you had a close relationship with your brother, ladies, you have a close relationship with your brother who introduced you to your husband, would you even tell your brother? You have a close relationship with your brother who's around your same age, stair step. And that brother is the one these 17 years ago that introduced you to your husband. So your husband was a friend, acquaintance, boy, buddy, home skillet of your brother. Would you share it with your brother? Fellas, I want to flip it to you. If your sister introduced you to your wife and your wife cheated and you and your sister were very close and have been forever, step brother and sister, would you share it with your sister? Is she verbal in counseling? I did not ask him to tell me what's happening in the counseling session, just that they're participating. But great question, Carmen. That's good he wants to say, but I think it is too Bilal. At least he's willing to get help to work on the issues. Great point, Autumn. Next show, why are men scared to go to counseling? Well, that's a question for the men's space. I'm going to let Jay Gerald and Darren, who will have the men's space conversation, and Taff and Raj, a few of them that will be in that conversation. Bilal, of course, join that conversation. I think it's a great conversation for brothers to have around counseling. And that men's space will be coming up soon. And there will be counselors participating in the men's space. So we'll tell you more about that as you see, going into the Love Network. Yes. I probably would tell my brother. Yeah. I was thinking that, Pam, I thought of you. I did. I thought of you when I was thinking of the question because you had such a great relationship with Tommy. Bless his memory. I can see his face right now. And he loved it. Those of you that are watching, Pam's brother Tommy loved her, and she loved him. Great brother and sister relationship. So I could imagine if Pam met her husband through her brother, it would be hard not to tell that brother. Some people have that relationship with some siblings where they could share, kiss, tell secrets and those types of things. So I'm just broaching that question because he believes, our person from the inbox believes that his wife, because of the closeness to her brother, I mean, they're very close, that she's probably already told him. And like a good brother, he's laying on the periphery waiting to see, what he needs to do, which I think is honorable. I'm young, so I may not be as wise as others, but we value your opinion, young lady. However, I learned what I think is a good lesson quick. What you may forgive your partner for, your family and friends more likely than not. Good point, Autumn. Good point. I could think that if your husband had cheated, we know how to hide bodies. I don't know if that's a good thing to say on Love and Stuff. Okay. I'm gonna work on my love. I need to up my love game. It's natural to share with a close friend or family. We ain't scared. The whole reason to go to counseling is for an unbiased ear. Going to the family will not end on a good note. It depends on the note, Carmen, you raised earlier. What's the note you want to end on? Proving that this guy ain't no good or embarrassing him? Because some people will do that. It just depends on where you are in your anger. If you act out of anger, if you act solely out of anger and there is no reach, I'll call it, for justice or tempered with grace and mercy, you might sin. But you can be angry and sin not. If there is a reach for justice, there's a reach for grace and mercy. Not everybody that's angry, though, is opting for grace and mercy. If you've ever been angry, you might understand that. But not my sister, because she has no filter. None. Where is the lie in that? Very good. Yep. Like I could probably, bless his memory, I could probably have told my brother, Stephan, my sister Adrian, no filter. And my sister Vanessa, fierce warrior for her baby brother. So I could see her pulling my wife to the side and saying, let me tell you how this go. Let me tell you what Marcus told me. Let me tell you how this going to go. But I can't see myself having a family meeting. That would not go well for the Holmes or the Comans. I don't think that go well. I'm not telling my brother because it would be a physical issue. It eventually would. I know Tommy would either beat him up or set him up. Bless his memory. Speak well of those that are gone on. But I know that he wouldn't let somebody hurt you I don't want to say revenge, unvindicated. There would be some vindication, right? But I think you would probably want to tell him, like, your boy did this to me, right? Especially because of the closeness is the point. Yep, your family will understand for a minute, Mama V, and welcome. Thanks for coming. Click share. But they will not hold it for long. And another next Thanksgiving, you're still with them. Oh, here he come. Here he come with the macaroni and cheese. I bet that ain't even faithful. The cheese ain't even faithful. Your family will go in, right? For a minute, they say, oh, they're working it out. Oh, but they ain't gonna forget. They're gonna say, how you doing? He's still faithful. They don't forget. You've been forgotten. They were like, well, remember in 2021, you was gonna leave that Negro because you sure? Because you can stay for a minute. Family will not be as forgiving, which is one of the reasons I would advocate that if you can convince her that it isn't in the best interest, if you all intend to stay together, to share with the family, not to have a family meeting. And that might be giving her the space to be upset and angry and to go through those processes, because one of the things in this anger is a bit of grief, because your trust has died. Your psychological safety has died or may have been dying, right? And so there's a part of, I wish this were different. I lost what I had, right? And so in that place, coupled with anger, she could be making decisions that are part of that scorn, right? And especially, ladies, if you caught him, and I don't mean caught him in the physical act, but you happened upon a hotel receipt, or the weekend he was going to visit family, he was in another part of, you found out some different information. Somehow you found out that there was the potential for there to be some indiscretion, and then he validates that there's a certain way that you might be angry about it that might not lend you to thinking about what makes the most sense for the future of this relationship. Do not dare unless you are done. All right. Family and friends not invested in the marriage will never forget. Never forget. And I can only imagine, if when Autumn gets married, if her husband cheated on her. Like I said, we can hide bodies, though that's not the most loving stuff thing to say. But if she goes down the aisle and he says, I do, a father has lofty expectations about that. So it would be hard to get past, right? Hard to get past. I would leave because I don't think that women forgive and forget. Michael, you might be right that there are some women that don't forgive and forget. I'm going to stop saying that, Uncle. You're right. Stop that, Uncle. But I did say it twice, Valencia, for the record. There are women that do not forgive, as Bilal was saying, and they don't forget. There are women that don't forgive or forget. There are women who do both. There are women who do both. And it takes, for some women, some time to be able to do that after they have seen a change in your behavior, which I think is critically key. It is the universal principle around forgiveness. It is the turn away from the behavior, right? It isn't just the lip service, which lip service is important. People say, you don't tell me that you're sorry or you apologize. No, tell me. It's important for you to acknowledge it. But there also must be a union, a congruency, and alignment with your behavior. There needs to be a change in your behavior. There needs to be a change in your mind that you have the option to lead a disciplined life inside of a covenant and not step out of it, because that's an option. Even if your father's father's father was what was characterized as a philandering cheat, if your father's father was characterized as a trifling, no good Negro, if your father was characterized as a coochie sniffer, you have an option and you have a choice to live a disciplined life inside of your covenant and outside if you choose. It is a choice. And so if you choose a different behavior and you show that to a woman, there are women who recognize the change in behavior and believe enough in the relationship to be able to give grace and temper it with mercy and continue in the relationship, forgiving and forgetting. It takes an evolution and a maturity to do that, but there are women that will. Forgiveness can be earned. Women have historically done just that. Yep. Hello, Nicole Baldwin. Looks like you're striking out on an endeavor. Keep us posted. And thanks for coming tonight. Will it always be held over his head? No. It depends on the woman. Again, it depends on the woman and the change of behavior. Because whether or not you believe it, when you make a misstep, as you're stepping, the person that you made a misstep with is watching the new steps, watching to see if there's any change in the meter, in the gate, in any of your stepping. And once you are consistent with that, she might begin to let down her guards. Sometimes, though, men make these excuses, as I shared with this brother in the inbox. But you can't say because she's different, looks different, feels different, that it is a license for you to do something differently. Now you're putting blame, ascribing blame to her for your actions. Well, I went out to get something different because you were denying me sex. I went out to get something different because you look different, feel different, wear different, smell different. No. All of that is the ebb and flow that comes with the plan. When my wife feels different, I need to communicate to her and teach her how to make me feel the same, even though she's feeling different. When my wife denies me sex, I need to have a conversation with her, or do what Pam says, get her in the mood by making love to her environment and then bringing love into foreplay. I got some responsibilities, and none of them give me license to put blame on my partner for what I made a choice to do. You made me go get some. No, nobody made you pay for that hotel room or get in the back of that car and get in the back of the van or go to her house or go in your cousin's basement. Nobody made you do that. You have a choice. And so you must not ascribe to somebody else, well, because you did. Well, that's true. Maybe your wife's hygiene is a little different because she's doing all of these Jamaican jobs and tasks that she has lost some of that upkeep. So it's your turn to get involved in some of those Jamaican tasks and say, and hey, baby, by the way, I'm going to run you a bubble bath and then I'm going to pop the bubbles. You have to be responsible for you. Contrite and repentant and a refocus on trust, cause it's covenant. Yes, my papa was a Rolling Stone for real. Wherever he laid his hat was his home, and maybe his ding dong. I get it. And so we learn in orientation of what we see as women learn that, right? Of what to expect and maybe fear. And sometimes men learn that orientation of what they see in other men do. And ultimately, we all have this choice, right? And I think Valencia's raising a side point, I'm going to call it, for the women. Even if that's what you've watched men do, you have a choice to still create psychological and emotional safety with a man in relationship and let him know the rules of engagement, but not hold him to bondage of what your daddy or somebody else did, right? Because you got to communicate to him what feels like infidelity to you, what looks like it. Baby, if you're coming in at 3 a.m. and you're drunk, that feels like infidelity to me. It reminds me of. And so instead of me holding you hostage to that, tell me what would bring you in at 3 a.m. that wouldn't be infidelity. So that if that should happen, I know how to ebb and flow, right? I can't do cheating or beating. I'm out. I get it. I get it. And I hope that you don't endure cheating or beating, even though we can hide bodies, Pam. I didn't say that for real. What I'm saying is you won't do it. And I honor that. I'm just saying if you invested 17 years into a relationship, you might give some thought to it. That's all I'm saying. Yes, I love Pam. Pam's going to keep it real. I'm just hoping that 17 years, and I'm going to say 5 years. I'm saying that if you really love somebody, there is something at the core of that infidelity that you might want to reach if you think it's worth the investment. Because anybody could make a misstep, given the right brew of storms, and you might help somebody through. The reason to don't include family and friends in the breakup is because they will never understand in the makeup. You're the one who grew to love, and it's not the onside. Thank you. I think that's our senior associate producer. Thank you, Jay Gerald. I will definitely let you know. Thank you so much. I refuse to deal with cheating or any form of disrespect. And yep, we should have we'll have a show maybe about cheating and disrespect, because some people are cheating in other ways. And some people are disrespectful in other ways. Nope, if he proves he really wants the marriage relationship. Hi, Mama V. Hey, my niece. Pop what bubbles, Marcus Holmes. I'm saying in the bathtub. What tub are you in, Cameron? Get out of my tub. No. I don't know what, but I was feeling it. Yep. Pam, it's bubbles. You know it's bubbles. Pam knows exactly what bubbles. Nothing open but after one but legs. And sometimes good lounges with good hamburgers. Sometimes those are open after one. But anything that's opening up after one, that might be different. That might be different. I can know what you're saying. Oh, Lord. My mama said nothing open but after one, but yeah, opening. Yeah. Communicate. The calculator is the issue than just cheating. It's flat out disrespect. Okay. 17 years of marriage, but what if the next 17 are pure hell? I would leave and tell our family that it was my fault that the marriage didn't work. I don't know. I think you have to have more faith and belief in the ability to repair. If you don't, then you're right. If you don't have faith in the ability to repair, and you don't feel it's worth the investment, yes, you might leave. But if you have faith in and you believe in the recovery of relationships, that they are not unrepairable or non-repairable, that they can be repairable if they're built on the right foundation, and you believe that people can make egregious errors and mistakes that could be forgiven, that you could work toward in your person to forgive it and forgive yourself for allowing yourself in it or through it, because sometimes that's a part of it, then don't leave after 17 years, is what I'm suggesting. Now, if you're saying it's so egregious and it's not worth the investment, I would push back to challenge you, was it ever built on a firm foundation? Because if it's a firm foundation, when the stuff comes to blow it, it'll stand. It doesn't mean that it will be perfect without blemishes and things that happen, including missteps that violate the very fabric of trust. But you gotta find it worth the investment. If it's not worth the investment, I would challenge, was it ever really? I would really say that after 17 years, but that's me saying it. 17 years of faithfulness and one mistake doesn't necessarily mean there will be another 17 years. I'm kind of with Autumn there. Charlotte Payne, thank you for joining us. I say firm foundation. And again, I said at the beginning, and welcome, Charlotte, I'm not a licensed psychologist. I'm a loveologist. And I have synthesized all of these lessons that I've learned from couples married 60 years and 2 years, couples that have had fidelity and didn't survive, and couples that are surviving fidelity today, couples that have been polyamorous, and couples that have been monogamous, couples that believe in oral anal, couples that believe in missionary. And I just like to share that information with those that are on the love journey. Here's what I say is important to a foundation. It's love. Love first of God, because God is love. Every relationship flows from that foundation. Love of self. And then in connection with that person that you're in marriage with, start as friends. Start as liking that person. Really liking who they are. Not how they smell, not what they wear, not what they drive, not where they live, not the profession that they've chosen. All of those things are outpours of who they are as an individual. Who is the character and essence of that person? And do you like that person enough to be compatible companions for life first? Then know that it's a covenant that God has put together and that you both vowed to commit to. Revisit that friendship, revisit God, revisit those vows as the foundation of that relationship. The sex will ebb and flow. It can go from amazing to non-existent, and communication must be interwoven along that journey. Careers may change, educational goals may change, homes, investments, all of those things may go up and down, and you have to have a plan to get back to center the foundation of two people who love each other, who have compatibility and want lifelong companionship. And that is key. And if you say, this Negro messed up, but I love him and I like him still, I'm angry with him. You can call him all the names that you can find to call him. But do I still like him? Do I still respect his personhood? Do I still find myself compatible with him? Do I still want lifelong companionship with him? Is God in this? You could work with everything else, but you have the option. As much as I have the option to be single or married, as much as someone has the option to be in a same-sex relationship, God has allowed options. I'm not saying he sanctions everyone, but he's allowed them because he wants you to choose him and not be forced to choose him. So you're not forced to stay in that marriage, but the foundation should be set that this is someone's personhood who I admire, respect, who is flawed, who jacked up, but I still want lifelong companionship with him. And if you can get beyond that anger to say that you want that, it might be worth working for. If there was never a friendship foundation, those are going to be the easiest to collapse. It was somebody you were attracted to, you were enamored with, you were filled with the moments of hot passion and love. But when it comes to getting shaken, those things are flimsy. It is the firmness of the relationship that you build for two people who are compatible, who are companions, that will survive it. God's grace covers all, but people don't operate like God. Some of them don't. I agree with you. Some of them don't. You can't say that you're going to forgive a person, but at the first disagreement, you bring back up that I cheated. When that happens, I would think, and this is what I've heard, when that happens, the anger hasn't fully resolved. And you can't expect the anger to fully resolve, because oftentimes our anger, Michael, isn't just about what you did. I'm just using you. I know you're not cheating on Coco, because I'd have to make you be in the funeral parlor. It's not just angry at you. Most people are angry at themselves for what they think is allowing this to happen to them. I'm angry that I didn't see signs. I'm angry that I stayed. I'm angry. I'm angry. I'm angry. I'm angry. And it's not always just at you. I'm pointing at you, but there's some anger that I've ascribed to myself. And so I'm angry. And some people feel angry and stuck. Like, I can't leave. I wouldn't be living a life, or I won't be having the same existence. There's this title of being married, or what my family think, or what we won't have two incomes. A lot of people are weighing all of these extra things in, and it doesn't help the anger to subside, because we just think the anger will go away. No, the anger won't. You have to do something with the anger energy. Anger just doesn't subside for you. In that regard, I think we're not like God being, with just anger, kindle, just our anger doesn't just subside. I think even He does something with anger. We have to do something with our anger. The best place is in therapy, but we got to do something with that anger, that energy. And normally we put it on reserve to take out at you, or whomever the you is, until we can get our bearings. We don't use it to inform ourselves of why are we angry, and what can we do about the things that we can't control in other people. And is that about them or me? If I'm trying to control what you're doing, that really isn't about you. That's about me. So we got to find something to do with the anger so that it dissipates, it channels right. Normally, when someone's throwing something up in your face, they never got to a place where they learned what to do with that anger. And that's what therapy helps you to do. It helps you rechannel that anger, that energy. You got to do something with it. Who are they? Who they are is more important than the infraction. Great. I love it, Mama V. If it is not a pattern, if it is, then it's a mental health issue. I love it, Mama V. I love it. And you got to determine, am I invested in this person getting the help that they need? Angry that it makes them feel like there is something wrong with them. That's another show too. And that resonates with something on the inside of them, and that's what they expected, and what they expected happens. Yep. Because you can live that self-fulfilling prophecy out, right? You can live like you're going to be cheated on, because that's what you deserve. And then when it happens, you say, I didn't deserve that. But that's how you lived. You lived guarded. You lived all of those things. Because a guarded person is probably not to a science, but guarded people are probably not having communication with their spouses saying, I feel like this could happen to us. I feel this way. A guarded person is just closed off, hoping that it doesn't happen, crossing their fingers. If I do this enough, if I do this enough, I do this right, I do that right, and hoping for the best, right? But someone that is open is saying, anything could happen in our relationship, and that's why I'm going to communicate to you and say, this is what brings me fear. This is what scares me. This is what affirms me. This is what validates me. And can I trust you with my deepest, darkest thoughts? Because you can trust me with yours. Could you trust me when you're ready to go to cheat and say, you know what, I'm getting ready to walk out that door because I need sex now, or at least I think I do. And Mariella, and I made up a note. That's my aunt's name. I better not use that name. Buquisha is going to give me some sex. Would you kindly please keep me from going out there? And your wife might respond and say, that's your choice. I can't keep you from doing that. Now, let's talk about it. But if a wife says, well, take your raggedy and get your bag because you can't come back, that might be an indication that you are fulfilling what you thought because it's been your experience and your expectation. Whole nother show. We are at 9:30 and we're going to stick to our hour because we are going to move you to Inside of Love and Stuff. Those of you who will join the group, there's a group called Inside of Love and Stuff, where I want you to learn more about the folks in Love and Stuff and get to hang out with us a bit. And inside of that is an inner circle where we're going to be bringing to you couples, both who've had successful relationships and some that have had situationships, where you can ask your questions and get insight off, but that's only in the inner circle. People like the Clevelands and others who are going to be in the inner circle. And so when you see that opportunity, jump on it. It's also in the inner circle where you'll be able to go on our self-care journey, which is going to start beginning September for 12 months. Each month, we're going to have a different focus about self-care every month, but you can only get that content from being in the inner circle. And we'll talk to you about how you can get into the inner circle. But I think a great discussion, an inner circle discussion, is around getting yourself through the hiccups that you expect and changing your expectations, which brings a change of behavior. Michael Kim says, I believe that the only way that is faithful is his commitment to God. I took vows before God. Has nothing to do with my wife. At some point, a man matures and stays committed. Yeah. And I think a perfect storm, maybe not for you, but for most men, a perfect storm of a shaking of that commitment might make them look to the left or right. It could happen. And if it happens, even in my commitment to God, I've broken it. He can tell you the number of times. I can't. I lost count. And I'm committed to God, but I've broken that commitment. And thankfully, God's love has said, I invested in you and I believe in you, that our relationship, our friendship, and our compatibility and your companionship desire to be with me in eternity for life, Marcus, is why I'm going to give you another chance. And like God, every outshoot of relationship should have that foundation, is what I say. I'd be nowhere and nothing if God didn't give me another chance today, July 27th. Because July 26th, if he didn't give me another chance, I'm so grateful that he sees me as his friend. He calls me his friend, and we are compatible and we have companionship. And out of that model, every other relationship of commitment can be modeled, can be healed, can be forgiven. It is a choice. And the unhealed, who often look for someone to fix what has happened in their life. Yes. Situationship. Yes. Yes. There are some people who, yes. If husbands have a brother or if a wife has a sister they can talk to and help them out, help them not step out. Yep. I believe in brothers and sisters of accountability. And I just think, Tab, that none of those, I'm going to defer to you because I'm going to have you on the inner circle, the Clevelands, on this, but I think none of those should trump your spouse. You should be able to say to your spouse, I'm missing something. I'm missing some oral sex. I know you ain't really down with that. I know this seems strong. I know you ain't really down with that, but I really enjoy that. And so I need you to rethink that, because I don't want to go out there and get it, because I used to have this girl around the way in my black book. She can, I'm almost inclined to invite her over so she can teach it. But I want you to rethink that, because that's something that really means a lot to me. It really. So you do that, and then I do this, and then you should be able to have that conversation with your spouse. You got to mature to that place where you're saying, I don't feel so attracted to you anymore. Something's different. Now, a lot of men aren't at that place with their wives, especially if it comes to them having a loss of libido. And they do need an accountability partner to say, come on, get your head in the game, Jack. Right? Nothing like a brother to tell a brother that, or a sister to say, hey, sis, You kind of slipping on the hair and you normally keep it tight. What's going on? I need you to bring it up like you got a man that look good, right? No sister can tell a sister like that. But a husband and wife should be a team that says, I ain't feeling so solid about that sex last night. What happened? Without the other one saying, being so offended, being able to say, okay, well, let's talk about it. I thought it was pretty good. What did you want differently? You got to be able to have those conversations. Accountable partner. Yep. Accountability partner. Yes. I still look, I'm not blind. That's good. I attribute it a little differently, but I'm going to defer to the married brother. A brother one day was, every woman that went past, big, small, tall, light, dark, short hair, bald head, weavicious. I say weavicious, meaning that your weave is. And he said, brother, I'm doing all the looking. I said, let me tell you this story. So there were two men, and they were standing on a conveyor belt looking to buy a car, and they wanted this shiny red Corvette. And all of them cost $1,000. One of them had $2,000 of disposable income, and one of them had $1 million disposable income. And the cars are going past, and the guy with $1,000 is doing this, and the guy with $1 million is barely moving his head. And the guy with $1,000 said, well, are you going to buy one? He said, yeah, I'm sure I am. Well, so many passed by. He said, brother, I only need one. I might look at a few of them because I see that they're red and shiny, but I only need one, and I can afford to take my time to get the right one. So I say, no, you're not dead. No, but you're not going to be moved by every passing fancy if you got a red, shiny Corvette that you've invested and you realize that you have $1 million and you can lose it just fooling around with everyone that you buy. Someone who has very little to lose might be doing this, but someone that has a lot to lose is going to be a little bit taking more of his time. Right? So no, brothers aren't blind. We're going to look. But a brother that's doing this ain't got nothing to lose in his mind. A brother who's going to second guess movement is going to take his time because he has a lot to lose. So the brother that's looking at everything moving is telling his wife, I ain't got a lot to lose. But a brother who's side-eyeing that big butt and saying, oh, but he's thinking he got a butt right here. Forgive me, ladies, if it sounds like objectification, but sometimes guys look at stuff like that. He's thinking, oh, I got a lot to lose. I better take my time to make the right decision and be disciplined like I'm a millionaire, because I got a millionaire valuation right here at home. It's from that perfect storm that challenges your discipline that many of us will falter or fall. And we need grace like everybody else, ladies. It's not patterned like Mama V was talking about, right? But we need grace if we make a misstep. And if you value that relationship with your husband or men with your wife, it's worth considering the options. Okay. It's 9:38. It's been a great Love and Stuff. I hope you will click share. I hope you will go to the Love and Stuff page and join the Love and Stuff group. There are rules that you'll read to the Love and Stuff group, nothing, big. And then you will see that you'll have an opportunity later to join the inner circle, which you want to get there. I'm telling you the content that we plan for you. You want to get there. Before we go, I want to remind you that our newest Love and Stuff show, I'm calling it the Love Network. Facebook is saying they're going to invest in Black creators, so we'll see what they'll do. But the newest Love Network is the Sports Talk with Felix and Kamau and Felix. And these two sports heads are having a great time every other Saturday. I think the next episode is coming at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. So not this Saturday, I guess the first Saturday in August. And you don't want to miss their talks and their polls and their sports talking and trash talking, all of those things you will love. And look soon for men's space. That's going to be coming. Our senior associate producer, J. Gerald Harvey IV, along with Darren Williams, are going to be heading men's space. And then after that, you're going to hear about love and the scriptures. So some of you want to know what the scriptures have to say about love, all this love talk. Well, we've got some folks in our Love and Stuff community who have agreed to have some discussion with you, kind of informal study, not your formal Bible study, but informal study on love in the scriptures. Why are we doing all of these things? Because we want to build a love network. We want there to be love everywhere you look. What a world we would have if there was love everywhere we looked. If there was love everywhere we looked, people wouldn't ask you why you still have a mask on while the Delta variants are going up. You wouldn't be fighting with people in the streets, right? We had love everywhere. The people on the corners would have food to eat and places to go. And our children who think that they have to work the streets and the corners will understand we have love for them, right? If we had love everywhere. So we have this love network because we want to cover the gamut on love, not just the amorous love, the erotic love, the eros. We want to cover the gamut of love. And we want you to walk in the world in a way where you are constantly upping your love game. And so that's why you're seeing these multiple offerings, because we have multiple gifts in our Love and Stuff community. And we're so grateful that they're here. And we know the value that they bring to us. We want to share that value with you in the hopes that you will share that value with other people, right? In the hopes that where you are a person of love, your home becomes a home of love or more love, where your block becomes a block of love. I know I need to love more on my block. Where your blocks then become communities of love, cities of love, states of love. We need more love. I need more love. If you agree with me that I need more love and you need more love, let's go on this love journey together. Go to the Love and Stuff page, join the Inside of Love and Stuff group. Feel free to shop there, get some gear, t-shirt, sweatshirt. Was summertime, so ladies trying to get your t-shirt dress out there so that you can have that. Any of the gear, shop. 35% goes to help those, as Mama V will tell you, as Michael Kemp will tell you, we, as Nicole Baldwin will tell you, we've helped families and continue to try to help families and individuals where we can to spread love. That's what the world needs more of. And so when you're buying our gear, you are helping to spread love. So I wanted to remind you of that. So whether you're watching us from the Love and Stuff community page, from where we emanate tonight, or on the Marcus R. Holmes page on Facebook, on Twitch TV, on YouTube events, we are excited that you've joined us tonight, and we hope that you will click share to tag some folks to join us next week as we continue to bring interesting topics and perspectives that your voice matters, and helping people to understand that love matters and that we want to up our love game. What a great night. I'm so glad that you have joined us here. And again, I hope you will click share. You can keep the conversation going by clicking share right now, and we will see you soon. Don't forget, as we close, the Gratefulness Journey every day is available. It's available on Amazon, on Barnes & Nobles and Kobo. I don't have in hand Valencia Etner's book. Mama V's book is available. Mama V, drop that in the comments, please. I wanted to share another new author. Her name was compiled by Latanya Orr Richardson, but Veronica Corbett West is one of the contributors. It's called A Widow's Resilience. Also a great book that you will want to get and read. BeEncouraged.com. Thank you. You can go there. Let's all go there and get Mama V's book. Matter of fact, we'll get some and we'll have to give some away here, Mama V. That would be great. Have a grateful evening. I hope to see you in the Love and Stuff group soon. If not, on the Gratefulness Journey every day. Have a great one.